Welcome to this video on the second part of most used bash script commands. In this video, I will continue with the most used commands that are useful for bash programmers. So let's get started. First, I will talk about the less command. As the name suggests, less means showing less contents. Actually, this command is used to view the contents of a file one page at a time. It is used for large files having many number lines. So let's see an example in the terminal. I have already created a file named file.txt. So let's open it with less command. The contents of the file displays on the terminal. To exit from this screen, press Q and it will revert back to your terminal. Now the file I have chosen is not that big, so to display the entire contents of that small file in the terminal screen, I can use the option F. For example, less-f file.txt. This will display the entire contents of the file in my terminal. You can also use the option N to display the number lines before each line. For example, now if I want to revert back to my terminal, I have to hit Q. Another most useful command is the cat command. Cat is the short form for concatenate. It is used to concatenate multiple files and create files. Also, it is used to read the contents of a file from the start to the end, line by line. Another alternative for cat is stack, which is used to read line by line contents of a file in reverse order, which is from the last to the first. So let's see an example in the terminal. I will be using the same file, file.txt, for viewing its contents. Using the cat command with the file.txt, it reads the contents of the file one line at a time. Now if I use the option N, this will show the number lines before each line. You can also use the tag command to read it in reverse order, which is from the last line to the first line. Now I will talk about the head command. This command allows you to view the first few lines of the entire content of a file. By default, head command shows you the first 10 lines of a file, but you can mention the number of lines you want to view. So let's see an example. Now let me create a new file using the nano command. I will edit over this file. After I am done editing this file, I will press Ctrl S to save it and then Ctrl X to exit. Now I will be using the head command to display the first 10 lines. By default, the head command displays the first 10 lines of the file. Now suppose I want to display the first 5 lines, I have to mention the number of lines in the option. For example, I can also use an alternative, that is head-5 numbers.txt. The output will be the same. Just like the head command, the tail command performs the opposite operation. By default, the tail command displays the last 10 lines of a file. But if you want to mention the specific number of lines you want to display in the terminal, you have to use it as an option. Let's see an example. Now, I will be using the same file to demonstrate the tail command. For example, running the tail command on demo file.txt will display the last 10 lines of the file. However, you can mention the number of lines you want to display. For example, this will display the last 5 lines of the file. Next comes the chmod command. Chmod is short for change mode. This command is one of the most useful commands for bash programmers as it is used extensively in bash scripting. It is used to change the file permissions or update the file permissions of any file or folder. Let us see an example. Before updating the file permissions, I will talk about file permissions a bit. To view the file permissions of a specific file, I will use the ls command with the option L. For example, This shows the file permissions for the file named file.txt. As you can see in the leftmost part, a 11 character displays in the terminal. This represents the file permissions, so let's see it in detail. The first character represents whether it is a file or a directory. If it is showing dash, it means it's a file. If it is written D, it means it's a directory. The next three characters represent the permissions for the owner group, and the next three characters represent the permission for the group owners, and the next three characters represents the file permissions for the other group. Now if I want to update the file permissions, I will be using the plus, minus and the equal operator. The plus operator adds file permission, the minus operator removes the specific file operation, and equal sets the file permission. Let us see some examples. Running the following command, it will add the executable permission for all groups. Let us view the file permission now. As you can see now, X has been added to all the groups. R stands for read permission, W stands for write permission, and X stands for executable permission. Now if I want to remove the write permission for the group owners, I will be using this command. Here G stands for group owners. I'm using minus sign to remove the write permission. Now I'll hit enter. Now let us see again the file permissions. As you can see, the W has been removed from the group owner part. There are more options and much more thing to play with this chmod command. I hope you will explore further with it. Now I will be talking about the exit command. As the name suggests, exit means to leave out from something. We generally use exit command to log out from the current shell session or to exit from the terminal. Let us see an example. Now I am in my current shell session. Now if I want to exit from this session, I will type exit and the terminal closes. One of the most useful commands is the history command. It works like your browser history. Using the history command, you can view all the previously executed commands in your system. Sometimes you would need to search for an important command that you have used earlier, and history command saves the day. So let us see an example. Now I will run the history command to preview all the previously executed commands. As you can see, it shows all the previously executed commands in the terminal line by line, and it also shows the line numbers or the event numbers of the commands. Now suppose I want to view the previously executed commands, the last 10 previously executed commands. To do this, I have to use the pipe character along with the history command. I will pipe the tail command with the history command, which means I will be combining history command using the pipe character with the tail command, which will display me the last 10 commands. Also, if you want to execute a specific event number command, you can type exclamation and put the number after. For example, I want to execute the 12 number event command. I will run exclamation 12. This will execute the man sudo command, which was in the 12 number event list. The next command which I'll be talking about is the cp command. Cp is the short form for copy. As the name suggests, this command allows you to copy a file or a directory from a specific directory to another directory. That is, you can move files from one place to another. Manually doing this seems tiresome, so cp command saves your day. Let us see the command in practice. Suppose I want to create an existing copy of a file on the same directory, for example, file.txt. To do this, I will run cp file.txt and I will name it something else, for example, copy file.txt. This will create an existing copy of the file.txt named copy file.txt on my home directory, which I am currently in. To view this, I will run ls. As you can see, a copy file.txt has been created. Now let's view the contents of it. Also, let me view the contents of file.txt. As you can see, the contents are same, which means it has created an existing copy of file.txt. Now, if I want to move the copy file.txt to somewhere else, which means in some other directory rather than home directory, I can also use the cp command like this. Cp copy file.txt. Suppose I want to move it to the animal directory, so I will use that. Now let's view the files in the animal directory. As you can see, it lists the file of the animal directory. Copy file.txt has been moved to the animal directory. Here comes the last command of this video, which is the clear command. As the name suggests, clear means to wipe out or remove everything from the screen. This command is used to clear out the terminal screen, which can be very useful when the terminal screen gets congested with texts and commands. Now, unintentionally or intentionally, I have used the clear command while making this video to demonstrate all the commands separately. Let us see the example. Here are the previous commands which I have run while showing the cp command. Now, if I want to clear my terminal screen, I will write clear and hit enter. This will clear my terminal screen. So that was all for today. This was the second video, which was a continuation of the first part on most used bash script commands. In these two videos, I have reviewed about all the most used bash script commands which every bash programmers and scripters should know. Thank you for watching.